The Supreme Court of Ghana has set a guidelines for distribution of marital property upon the grant of divorce. Now, this is quite interesting. Story where your story be ananka, by this time I was say trendy Ghana, but the story is not trending. And so I'm going to read it and then explain. Now, basically, no, on say Eyana and Crawford, a believe say, especially Mbema Bipre, a believe say Awarie, Eyana, a year to Mbema no a loss. Now, the reason why they believe that, and they say, Omujidi say Obema di bebobra, na wakwakofo ba na waware no. Na waware oba ni wia, ebia omu waware ni mwa na afei oba ne babeka se ojai obema na obon se bekwa akwa yese yese ne obema no onche ne japade mu na oma ne half wati ase enti no aye adie bi a lot of gold diggers are exploited. Na ende Ghana Supreme Court the ruling aba asa nyama no sesa. Na menim se emane bebre na wo muni enje ho. Na ye hihye se ende obema ne kokko wari oba bi na oba begyan na enye se ho na obema no wo beche ne japade na wama no. Ye set guidelines se wo ba ne benya japade a e wo se oye bibia ansa e wa awari animu no ede na oyeye ede na ode kan wo bema ne ho ansa nti ya set sa guidelines nti ye bekenkan na Ghana for atiasie. And then your first time or ha subscribe and click the notification bell on so. Oye ne sa latest news bi aba onsa ebeka. Na miguswa kaimo. Say there is a tour, Dubai tour coming off. Now we specifically for teachers. Now what hear me now your teacher ni and as a surprise teacher ni bia mesre from 26th to 31st March. A year all inclusive tour address a year called Dubai. 17,500. Now so energy sem any say part payments ewo ho into betumi etua kakra e wo say yema Ghanaian teachers eco experience life ewo Dubai no mo deba no mo ede ebetre yen kola no no mo nso enyin ye into 024 986 9616 and then you get the details. Me sanso kaimo say ende Ghana has a year economy no enyin. The best place to invest in Ghana. The best place to invest in Ghana. The interest that will be in our Ghana, no, you are not going to get anywhere else. And every single person will tell you, Obia will invest, be our better. Book now at that screen is on your friend, the Ghanaian investor. Sa book we, it is the only book, the only investment book in Ghana will be in Amazon as I'm speaking today. It is the most practical guide to investing in Ghana. It's going to teach you 4 sectors ube to me invest ewo minimum. Inti pe book we bi nato. So ope se auto book we a 4 ways. Wa wotie mesisi ano. The first way ne say ube to me nya hard copy no ewo Amazon. Into call Amazon now search the title of the book ubenya. The second way and they say WhatsApp 055 807 4986. 055-807-4986 100 cedis per and ye bema book no ni PDF and I say open the tree video and I say ni English video tree video ni English video no for omo ni makenkan and omo akenkan yo omo den no. The third way and they said there is a link in the comment box. The second link say investment book o click here then which ya na say when your book no a download the ewo phone so. The fourth way, and it's a video now watch no icons be a show it will screen it so. You can just click on the icon of the book and then get the book for yourself. Into quickly no. Now, yanko in seminar so I say Ghana Supreme Court sets guidelines for distribution of marital property upon the grant of divorce by a court. Into Supreme Court now set a guideline. Guideline a yedibe distribute a year marital property. Now, I say the linguistically mercurial, and this is coming from NDC, the majority chief whip, Roxanne Dafiamepo, who is also a lawyer. I say the linguistically mercurial Aka Boafo delivered himself. Thus, where a trial court determines to award a particular percentage in the distribution of marital property, it ought respectfully to articulate the basis for that determination by considering inter alia the following matters. In Tisenia, this is a Supreme Court decision. Judge no ama say divorce in Sensemba near courts near see ye koche japadia. E japadia na ye cheno endi sa embra weso e embra ben. 1. Duration of marriage. Also, the length of the marriage must be assessed in relation to the time at which the disputed property was acquired. Inti yenhwe embra nipa krono omo aware. Inti sebi obi abo ne bra na wokoko onya ne japade onya japade ni wieye no wakwakọ ware obi okọ ware no anche na eho na yesi divorce aba osi japade no mame half dabi enega na yendi sa asem ne subiom nipa ko no nya ne japade ansa wo ba ntuntumi eno no emma meche japade. 2. Ownership of the land. Or say, how was the land on which the property stands acquired? Was it owned solely by one of the parties? Inti se ye fie na ebia nipa kro no epre se wejaya wawe enti no yenche fie ni mu ana yema ni fie no se fie na saase no hwan ne toye obema ne to asase na ansa na wo ba wawe ni mu ana na so obema ne to asase na ansa wo ba wawe ni mu a de ndia na wo ba be claim se yemfe fie ni ma. Chronology of construction. At what point relative to marriage did construction of the property begin? If ye na wo pre si yemfa ma no time be ni si fie no o si fie na so be ware ana emra na mo aware no mo wa ware animu no sa time no e na o si fie na na. Source of acquisition. Was the property acquired from the pre-existing financial resources of one of the spouses or by a loan which is not paid off? Ijapade na kra no nipa ko no si ne sen ono anka se siye ansana obeware o ana wode bosia ene si ijapade no. Premarital assets. Did either spouse bring property or resources into the marriage that significantly contributed to the acquisition of the disputed property? Ijapade na mo pre ho no edien na mo de ba ya mo de ba be kan ho emra na mo aware no wo ba no nso di sika ba be kan ho na mo di si ijapade na na ene de yes wa semom ana wanfa bibiamba. Premarital and meridian no premarital asset. Also sit financial standing and indebtedness. Did one spouse commence the marriage encumbered by debts and subsequently became solvent owing to the contributions or management of the other? Emra mo be ware no na e kada also. Na e kada also. Mo be ware no. Emra mo ba be wura aware animu no. Ede na esiye, e ka no. Ede na esiye. Financial contributions. What were the respective financial contributions of the parties during the marriage towards the acquisition or enhancements of the property in dispute? Ejapade na mo pre ho no. Sika ben na wo di remu. Udi sike re ejapade ni mu. Enya se bia onipa ko no waware minti no ye jai dia ejapade no meje si usika wen. Udi sika remu. Tre o evidence wen. Mutual financial understandings. Did the parties have an explicit or implicit agreement to maintain financial equality during the marriage? Aware na mo wokra no na understand the men na sika sem ni mu no understand the men na mo. Agreements ben na mo ye. Financial equality ben e wa aware ni mu. Wo ye wadwen say sika sem ni hia yenko ha. Eye light bill dia we ni ntia e water bill dia me na me ntia eye agreements ben financial equality agreements ben and na mo maintain wa aware ni mu. Non-monetary contributions. The intangible yet invaluable contributions of a spouse, such as domestic work, child rearing, and emotional or moral support must equally be accorded due recognition and weight. Yes, at the end of the day, ebia o contribute here and so the say we nya sika mfam betum. But your contribution ne say ebia ukunu no uhwefie ma no ema ne peace of mind o ma na adwen bi na adwen na wo de ma no ene na tumi ma wo tumi di sika sie ya wo tumi di si dan no. Don't worry. Unso oye saa dia na cheso unso ejapade no unso nsa wombi. O ma ne moral support emra wo si dan no na wo bo ne chidom na wo bo mpaya ama no bibia wo ho etre say yes na wo support no o mi kunu obetumi aye okunu ne ye na adwen say wo di sika no kwa remprekunchwela wo se da bi mempene ma ho reprekunchwa fasika ni sie na fa kosi dan no ano nso court ne say it carries weight nso bo ano into me njaa wa jeje musa. I say, my lords, the analytical framework articulated in the trilogy and reaffirmed such decisions as a J versus a J supra underscores a contextual and evidence-based approach to the equitable distribution of properties acquired during marriage. The above guidelines are not intended to fetter judicial discretion, but to aid trial judges in making determinations that reflect the totality of the parties' relationship and the justice of each other. When that is done, an objective assessment can then be made as to whether a 50% interest or a lesser or greater share ought properly to be granted. Inti, I was saying you go through all these things. You go through all these things, then you say, okay, ebia, obano, ninsem yede obema no ono nso ne de sei ye hwe ni nemu no oba ne nsa wom no ne be decide say okay ye nche ne 50-50 ana se oba no de gi 10% obema ne ngi sei ana da bi oba no onsan ne ajapade anim Inti o say this is what we call originality of thought. Kudos, my lord. Inti no this is a ruling say akaboafo and I think say it came on 17 September 2025, but apparently this is time at Ghana for we are getting to hear of it. I don't know what you think, but do you think this is going to cause any change? Montreal, your comment box, Nibo. But that's it.